So you've created a GitHub account and you've logged into it. When you first log in, you will have a fairly empty area to be looking at. You may well see a button that says new repository or create new repository. It'll be green, and if you find that button, you should click on that. If you can't see it, you can try to navigate to your repositories area, and there should be a button for new repository in there. So to create a new repository, just a couple of things to know. Repository names can't have spaces, and so what I recommend is that you join together words. So call your repository something that makes sense, something that's informative, but join together the words with hyphens. Put in a description so that people looking at your repository can see what it is. So you're on the Data with Python course. These are worksheets completed while learning that. Make the repository public. If you do that, you can share the link with me, with Code Division, with SQA, and potentially in the future with maybe an employer who you want to show what you can do, show what your skills are. And then lastly, please check this box, add a README file. A README is a text file that sits in your repository that's displayed on its front page and allows you to explain what this repository is about, to reflect on what's in it, and to give the viewer much more information about that particular repository. So that's creating the repository. Click on Create Repository. Once you've done that, you will see that you've got a repository set up, and it will be ready for you to upload Google Colab notebooks to it. So what will happen then, once you have done that, is that you will through Moodle or through maybe through a link on somewhere else, you'll find a worksheet. So you might come to our repository. So this is our repository. You might find a worksheet, and you might then open that worksheet and you want to work through it. So we've got a worksheet here. If I click on Open in Colab, I can open that in Google Colab. I can work on it, do the things that I want to do, and then before I do that, I will click on Copy to Drive. So I've opened my worksheet, I've clicked on Copy to Drive. What that does is it makes a copy in my own Google Drive of that worksheet. And what that means is that if I go away and want to come back to it, I just need to go into my Google Drive and I will be able to find it. So I've made a copy of this worksheet. I want to save it. So in order to save it in my GitHub repository, I need to click on the File menu and click Save a Copy in GitHub. So having clicked on that, the first thing I will need to do is to make sure that my repository is the one that is selected up here. If you've only got one repository, then it will be selected. I'm just selecting because I've got a number. The next thing to do is to make sure that you are happy with the name of the file. Now, you probably don't want copy of in the file name, and you might not even want the number 4 in there. What you can do is just take that out. So whatever you name here, that's the name of the file when it gets to GitHub. Do make sure that you don't delete the IPYNB at the end, because that's what tags it as a Google Colab notebook. If you lose that, then it won't open properly. So we've changed the name of the file, so we're going to then click on OK, and what would then happen is I will click on OK and go and delete this afterwards. So what happens now is it's now showing me that it's gone to my repository, and it's now showing me a file called Wrangle the Data, which wasn't there before. It's showing me that that's been uploaded and everything's in there and it looks okay. And if I go back to my repository, I can now see that Wrangle the Data file in there. So that's the process. Once you've got your repository, create your repository. Once you've done that, go to the links in Moodle, click to open a worksheet, click on Open in Colab, work on the worksheet. When you're ready, save a copy in GitHub, and it will appear in your repository. Thank you.